We got a stretch of games now coming up, okay? We got a stretch of games. We're on the road for 3. Then we got a 4th one. I need everybody here for these next 4 weeks to do like we've always done and commit to each other. We want to get to where we want to get to. We got to take care of business on the road.
Wow, that got me fired up. Hey, don't look now, but the Eagles are atop the NFC East standings, tied with the Dallas Cowboys for first place. After the Birds beat the Jets and the Cowboys dropped a second consecutive game, falling to the Green Bay Packers. And on that note, we're elated you can join us for this edition of Quick Slants. It is presented by Nissan with my man here, Barrett Brooks. I'm Derrick Gunn. Well, things have changed a lot in the last 10 days. At one point, the Eagles were 1-2. The Cowboys were 3-0, and all of a sudden, the Eagles are now favored to win the NFC East once again.
Oh, in my mind, you know, I understand they lost 2 games, but we're talking about a team that has resilience to go out there and fight. They play better when their back's against the wall, and I love that aspect of them. I love the fighters that they have in them, man. It's not as though they don't have the players out there to do it. They have great competition. They have great guys that go out there with great players that can do anything they want to do. Sure. It's just about putting things together. That's the only thing that they haven't been doing on a consistent level. They have to make sure they cross their T's and dot their I's. When they do that, they're a damn good team.
All right, let's get this show rolling. The Eagles' win was fueled by a dominant defensive effort. Let's check out some of the numbers, if you will. The Birds only gave up 6 points, which came on a short field. They racked up 10 sacks, the second most in a game in franchise history. They also forced 3 turnovers, 2 of which were returned for touchdowns, a record-setting performance by Jim Schwartz's defense. They're the first team ever with 10 sacks and 2 defensive touchdowns scored in the same game. On the flip side, the offense managed just 17 points themselves and certainly were not clicking on all cylinders. So I ask you this, big fella, the offense, which was bigger, the offensive issues or the defense giving a dominant performance?
Well, you know what? I would go up and say the positive is the defense going out there, 10 sacks, 2 takeaways for scores. I mean, of course, that's glaring in this game. But I'm going to twist this offense to a positive note. I know everybody watched last night how we on the post-game show, we like to go in there and we have to be analysts. We can't just be guys that just give you what you want to hear. We were analysts and we had to break down the shortcomings of this team. And that's exactly what we did. But let me twist it to a positive side. We're talking about it's not as though these guys don't have the weapons to go out there and play and score points. It's not as though these guys aren't capable of doing it. We know they're fully capable of doing it, even with the players that they have now. We're not talking about D. Jackson and all those. I'm talking about the players that are playing right now. We have offensive weapons. It's just for a penalty here, an offside penalty there, or just little things, man. I mean, if you watched yesterday, the left side of the offensive line, they were trying to get that switched with the ET stunt picked up. Well, twice they got beat on the ET stunt, and they had let them hit the quarterback a little bit. Those are all things that we worked through. So later in the game, they got it together, and they stopped that from happening. You know, those are little things, little miscues that they're going to have sometimes. Another thing is 4th and 1. We were 100% going into the season at 4th and 1. This season we were 4th and 1. But we had twice that we didn't get the first down on 4th and 1. We know that offensive line could blast anybody off the ball. But it just didn't happen this game. They had the ability because they showed it before, but it just didn't happen. So from a positive aspect, they have everything they need to be successful. It's just about them going out and crossing their T's, dotting their I's, and really concentrating on the little things, the fundamental mistakes that they made in the game on the offensive side of the ball.
You talk about the little things. It is those little things that can make the difference between winning and losing a contest. The bottom line is they got the all-important W. But
yes,
the receivers that are still healthy, they've got to step it up, man. Aguilar, 1 catch. Mac Hollins, no catches. Whiteside, no catches. They're going to need these guys with these heavyweight opponents coming up in the near future.
Got to believe in them, man.
But more importantly, it was all about the defense yesterday. Now we welcome in one of the leaders on that defense, Malcolm Jenkins from Lincoln Financial Field. Malcolm getting set for his 6th annual Blitz, Bow Ties, and Bourbon Gala. All right, Malcolm, how you feeling after that defensive beatdown yesterday?
I'm feeling really good, especially because I had our defense in my fantasy league, so some real good points.
Well, first of all, team, you set it out yesterday before the game, man. You hopping, man. But let me just let you guys know, Omega Psi Proprietary Incorporated, me and my dog, Malcolm Jenkins. That's my dog, man. Hey, we got to put it out. Look at him. You set it out. We're looking at you right now. Set it out in the locker room. Atomic dog blasting. That's what got you guys going. You got to bring that in every single game, team. You out
yeah,
right
that's
now.
what I do. That's a ritual. Yeah, Jason Peters throws on Tommy Dog. I get going, and everybody, you know, that's when we know we're ready to play.
All right, root to the good cues, bro. Appreciate the team. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And is that one of your pregame superstitions?
No, honestly, I don't even like doing it, to be honest. But ever since I got here, the very first game, Jason Peters makes me do it every week, and so now it's just one of those things, you know, it just has to happen in order for us to go play. So I've been doing it since I got here.
Look, when Jason Peters wants you to do it, you don't argue with man that size.
You do it. Yeah, you do
Look,
it.
you guys have a tough stretch coming up, man. I don't have to tell you this. 3 consecutive road games, starting with the Vikings. Give us a description of just how tough this road is going to be to travel down.
Well, I think that the biggest thing is, you know, if you make it really tough and we continue to talk about it in that fashion, it will be. You know, you got 3 road games against some really quality opponents, but we'll take it 1 week at a time. And right now, we're looking at the Minnesota Vikings, the team that we played here a few times over the last few years. We're very familiar with their quarterback, with Kirk Cousins, playing them twice a year with the Redskins. And they know us, and we know that they're a quality opponent. They play really, really tough when they're in that building. So for us, it's going to be, you know, we're going to have to fire on all cylinders, especially defensively. So the biggest thing is how do we evaluate this past game and figure out how we get better from there, and then go prepare all week like we always do, put all of the detail and effort into this preparation so that we can show up on Sunday when we compete.
Well, at this point, you know, how excited are you to go back to Minnesota where you got that hardware? I mean, it's a pretty good memories leaving there, right?
Oh, we've made a lot of good memories on that field. We want to keep it that way. We don't want to go up there and leave with some bad memories now. So, but in order to do that, like I said, we got to take care of business throughout the week and get ready to prepare to play a really good team.
All right, I'm going to put you in a spot for just a moment. Between blitzes, bow ties, and bourbon, which is your favorite and why?
I think when we first started this thing, I think bow ties are my favorite. As you can see, I no longer have the bow ties, so bourbon is, I think, quickly shot up to the to the top of that. I might like bourbon more than I like blitzing, honestly.
It's a little safer too, isn't it?
But you know, yeah, when you exactly, yeah. When you blitz to get a sack, you celebrate with a little bourbon.
I know this foundation and this event is very near and dear to you. What do you guys have in store for tonight's event?
Yeah, so every year we have live music. We have my teammates, you know, come in, former, current players, great auction items. But this year, I'm really breaking out some of the things out of my man cave, some of the silent auction items. So we got the full jersey from the black uniform we wore in 2017 against the Oakland Raiders when we clinched the #1 seed in the playoffs. So that'll be on auction. The football that I intercepted off of Eli Manning last year is in the auction. That might be the last time, you know, we play Eli. So it's a few things that I brought up out of my man cave that we're auctioning off, obviously, to raise money. We want people to go beyond this year and double down on our commitment to really effectuate positive change in the youth here in Philadelphia.
Malcolm, as I said a few moments ago, this is the 6th annual event that you're having tonight. Has this event become bigger than you ever could have imagined?
Man, it continues to grow. You know, we got here kind of transitioning this concept from New Orleans where we were doing something similar and really didn't know, you know, if it would catch on. And every year it's gotten bigger and bigger. We've got more and more support, raised more and more money. We want to continue to do that, continue to be a vehicle for people to give back and create change within their community while having a good time, you know, and still enjoying, you know, the victory from yesterday and the season that we're having so far.
And of course, it benefits the Malcolm Jenkins Foundation. Hey, Malcolm, have fun tonight. Thank you for joining us. I know you're going to be a very wanted man this evening, but I thank you for taking the time to talk to us for a few moments.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it, man?
Yeah, man.
He was cleaning the Board of Health, man. You know, he dressed up all nice,
And
man.
we still can't get an invite?
I was you read my mind, bro.
Yes.
We've been working there too long, man, because I'm thinking to myself, where's my bow tie? Where's my bourbon at? How come I can't go over there and be a part of this? It's right across the street.
Yes. We can't get an invite?
Come on, man.
I'm going to talk to Malcolm this week, man. I will say this, though. I said that to him last year. I said, how come I didn't get an invite? He goes, check your DMs on Twitter. Sure enough, he did invite me. I didn't see it, though. All right, we're going to step aside for just a moment. When we come back, the Redskins put all the blame for their winless start on Jay Gruden and pulled the plug on him this morning. We will tell you why the problems run much deeper. Also, just when will Deshaun Jackson be back for the Birds? We will try to give you an update on the other side. John Clark, that is more likely Deshaun Jackson will not play this week, and there's a chance he misses more than just one additional game. Now, D-Jack has not played since leaving the Week 2 game down in Atlanta in the first quarter. He is currently dealing with that abdominal issue. Now, Barrett, how concerning is this, and how much of a difference will it make when he eventually returns?
First of all, I am concerned, but I'm not concerned. This team has enough weapons and enough receivers that they can go out there and compete with this offense. But I will say this: he brings a whole new ambiance of what you need to play at when he's on the field. As a defensive coordinator, you have to account for where he is. And when I say you account for him, you got to bring two people to him, not one, because there's no way that you could hold Deshaun Jackson one-on-one with any receiver, any DB in the league. He's that fast a receiver. The way he gets off the ball, the way he tracks the ball, where he breaks up and breaks into his routes, he's too quick and too fast. So, in turn, he's become a complete receiver also. So, defensive coordinator are losing sleep when he's on the field because he can run these comebacks now. He can run slants. He can run deep ends. He can run out routes. And all those things a DB has to worry about and worry about the speed too, it really puts him in a compromised position. There's nobody that can hold him one-on-one. So because of that, you have to double team, which is going to open up everything else on the outside. So that he can open up the run game for taking his top off, getting that DB out of there, or getting that extra defender out of there. On the out routes, Alshon loves him because now you can't double up on him. He can go out there and just have one guy. He's always open even when he's covered. Then, the tight ends and running backs on those little Texas routes and running little wheel routes, stuff like that, now they're going to be open because there's nobody there in the middle of the field because you have to vacate that and go help on him. He's the complete weapon. They need him back. But even if they don't have him back, they can still run their offense. But when he's back, it just makes things a whole lot easier.
It just concerns me that coming out of this game with the Jets, and as I just said a moment ago, whenever Deshaun comes back, is it going to be just Deshaun and Alshon and then two tight ends? Because, Mac Hollins, Whiteside, and Aguilar, they're like AWOL, man. They're like missing in action.
It's up to
and I don't know. You got it.
Carson's got to make them available.
But true, but is that telling me that Carson doesn't have that confidence in them?
I wouldn't either, would you?
Okay, so you said that.
Would you?
See, you said that. When you go to the locker room, it's going to be on you, not me.
I'm a little bigger than you, man, so I can
you're right. I'll just stand behind you. All right, all right, Jay Gruden, given his pink slip in the early hours of this morning, will anyone want the job? We will delve into the dysfunction down in D.C. when Quick Slants returns in 90 seconds. Show up for work until his key card stopped working. Well, that didn't take long to happen. About 12 hours after those comments, he was summoned to the offices of the Redskins facility and fired. Here's Skins GM Bruce Allen on the state of a dysfunctional team.
The culture is actually damn good. These people care. We have a very young core of players that we have brought in here who are accustomed to winning. The pieces are here for a winning team. We have to put them in the right place.
Well, here's a look at the damn good culture the Skins said they have. They've had just one winning season in 6 years under Gruden. As a franchise, they haven't won a playoff game since 2005. Now, to replace Gruden, the team has named Bill Callahan as the interim head coach. Now, Barrett, he was your first position coach. Does he have any chance of turning this thing around, or do the Skins' problems run way too deep?
First of all, let's talk about this culture thing they talk about. What?
Here we go.
What the hell is he talking about? What culture is that? What winning culture are they talking about? They haven't won in years. Are you kidding me? Since 2005, that was the last time I was in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Are you culture? And
last time they won a playoff game.
Well, all right then. So, all right, I'm off the culture thing. Let's talk about Bill Callahan. Bill Callahan was my coach my rookie year. He was also a rookie coming from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He was also line coach there. He comes in, really good coach. He's a great teacher. And I'll put it like that. He's a great teacher.
Okay.
But he's not like that guy across the street. That guy across the street, Doug Peterson.
Right.
Doug Peterson's a cultivator. He's a cultivator of men. He understands how to build a culture. I'm not going to say Callahan's that type of guy. Callahan's a great teacher. He teaches X's and O's great. He tells you where you're supposed to be at and everything as far as teaching what it is to be a football player. But as far as culture, I didn't see him as that type of guy. He wasn't that guy when he was in my locker room. And I've known him, ever since then. I still keep in contact with him. He's still a good guy to me. But I don't know about a culture. Just like Gruden. Gruden's really not a culture type of guy.
Yeah.
He's great at teaching X's and O's. In fact, I don't know how he is, communicating. He was my offensive coordinator when I was here also, So those guys really aren't culture builders. Callahan is a great teacher.
But in 2002, Callahan did coach the Raiders to a Super Bowl.
And that was Gruden's team. And that still wasn't a great culture team. It had some great athletes and had guys that built, that foundation. It wasn't as though Gruden did it. He's an X and O guy.
Okay, all right. Bill Callahan can't get it done down there, huh?
Not with what they got down there. Come on, man. They don't even know what quarterback they're going to have.
Wow, all right. Now, Doug Peterson said today that one change is coming for this Eagles offense. He was asked if Jordan Howard will start to get more carries. Here's his response.
I think moving forward, it's kind of going that way. But again, I can't sit here and tell you if Miles has a hot hand one day that he gets more touches. But right now, that's kind of the trend. Jordan has been kind of the lead, back. The last couple of games, for sure. But Miles is learning and coming and really happy with both of them.
You have your hands up. Is it safe to say that you're on board with this decision?
Woo! It's about damn time. Woo!
What are you drinking today?
No, I'm not talking about drinking. We're talking about we should have been running the ball. We're talking about an offensive line that loves to run the ball.
Right.
Then you have a running back in Jordan Howard who's been successful at running the ball the past 3 years he's been in the league.
Right.
You give him the ball, he's going downhill. He runs in between the tackles. He's always falling forward. You rarely see him with a negative play. That's why you want to build an offense around him in which you can run the rock. Give him the rock. Give him that little bit, boom, pound him, tenderize that defense a little bit, and then you turn around. Then you hand it off to the rookie and let him go out there and get a big run because they've already been beat down by Jordan Howard. That's exactly what this offense needs. You look at all the successful teams in the league right now, run the rock. Let's keep running the rock. Jordan Howard, thank you. Thank you, coach.
Not only that, but
thank you.
When Jordan Howard gets hit, the legs keep moving.
Yes, exactly.
You see the pile moving backwards.
He's falling
Miles
forward.
has to learn it. And I think part of this is due to the fact that when you look at the next 6 teams they're facing, look at the defenses they're facing 6 teams that are defenses are in top 10 in a lot of different categories. Yards given up, run defense, points allowed, and you know what they like to do? Take the ball away.
Exactly.
Miles Sanders, he still learned how to protect the ball. So Howard knows how to run and protect that rock and move that chain.
That's
right.
Please, thank you so much. Jordan Howard, he's not the flashiest guy in the world. Sometimes you just need a guy to get it done. And that's exactly what we have, a guy that can get it. Just like Thunder and Lightning back in the day. I had Ricky Waters and Charlie Garner.
Yeah.
Ricky Waters, that guy was going to go pound it. He was consistently pounding 8 yards here, 7 yards here, 3 yards here, 5 yards here. And then you put Charlie in with that light and he busts off a 30-yarder. That's because Ricky Waters tenderized that defense so they was nice and soft. Same thing with Jordan Howard. He's going to tenderize that defense. Then you hand it off to the rookie Sanders, let him get his 30, 20-yard run.
Man, you jacked up today. I think
Yes, sir.
I think you've been hitting Malcolm Jenkins' bourbon a little too hard there.
Hey, I'm going over there and I'm wrecking the party. I'm not going to wreck it.
We going to crash it?
I'm not crashing. I'm not wrecking it. I'm just going to go to the party.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we don't need an invitation. We make our own invitations. The Chiefs no longer unbeaten after losing at home to the Colts last night. It was one of many surprises across the NFL. We take a look at a few surprises in just a moment. Wait, did you do anything today?
Hey, I do that.
That's your boy, right?
That's my guy. Perhaps the biggest surprise of the weekend, Brandon Graham didn't actually yell at me coming off the field after win. I think he was too tired after getting all those sacks and knocking the heck out of this guy named Luke Falk all day.
No, he thought he was about to play against a college team, so he didn't have to yell at you. He knew you didn't pick the college team. He knew you picked the Eagles to win. That's
It's
what
a
it was.
doggone shame the NFL let a Division III offense play in the National Football League. You know, every week it seems like we're left trying to figure out this league. There were a lot of twists and turns on Sunday. And Barrett, I'm going to ask you this. What was the biggest surprise to you coming out of Week 5?
It was actually the Packer game.
Oh!
The Packer beat
do
Dallas.
tell.
I'm just saying, look, How do they go out there and not stop the Eagles' run game?
Yes.
But then go against Zeke Elliott, and he doesn't even have 100 yards.
Stonewall.
They hold him to 60-something yards. That was great, man. I thought that was phenomenal because they took it upon themselves to say, you know what? You will not beat us. You will not. We're making Dak Prescott beat us, and they stopped the run. That was a great defensive play by them, man.
To me, it was the Colts going into Kansas City and holding the Chiefs to 13 points. They out-finessed them. They out-physicaled them. They
out-physicaled them, yeah.
What? Yes, they held the Chiefs to only 36 yards rushing. Now, granted, Chiefs' offense is different. No Tyreek Hill, and Sammy Watkins went down early with an injury.
Yep.
Kansas City's defense is all about that speed, and it was kind of pedestrian without those two guys on the football field. Okay,
they were putting on Patrick Mahomes, though.
Man, this is a team that was averaging 26 points a game over the last 26 games. That's an NFL record. And the coach, I'm gonna tell you what, Frank Wright. Don't sleep on Frank Wright, man.
Sir.
He's a very good coach. He doesn't get a lot of recognition. Those coaches can be knocking at somebody's door pretty soon. All right, that's going to wrap up this Monday edition of Quick Slants presented by Nissan for Mr. Barrett Brooks.
Yes, sir.
Notice I said Mr. this time. Right?
I appreciate you, bro.
It's not going to happen often. I'm Derrick Gunn. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.